State. It says recording in progress now. In certain areas in New York, there's full-time and part-time positions that we can actually fill immediately in that provisional status. And candidates that are approved will take an exam from civil service sometime after they start. Either we do a statewide holding, or in the meantime, they're allowing us to do a special examination where somebody who's already working for us can just take a pass-fail exam until such time as they can hold one statewide again, because they've been holding off due to COVID. Typically, we have 20 or 25,000 people apply statewide when they hold a full exam. We're also seeking qualified individuals, basically with bilingual language skills, Bengali, Chinese, Haitian Creole, Korean, Russian, Arabic, Italian, Polish, Yiddish, and of course, Spanish. As the makeup of our customers, they're not all English as a first language. So we also need representatives that reflect that and can speak to them in their own language when they need to, their primary language. Testing rubrics. So rubrics are just the areas of questioning in an exam. So the last time we held the exam in 2017, questions were regarding arithmetic computation with a calculator, coding and decoding information, which comes in handy with plate numbers and VIN numbers and things of that nature. Evaluating conclusions in light of known facts, which they use to test so that if somebody only brings certain forms or documents in and they're missing other things, you can take that and determine whether or not they need a different form, if they need to provide more data to clear up a insurance suspension, thing like that. And then, of course, public contact principles and practices. I mean, basically, it's a customer service job where you're dealing with public, so it's a good testing rubric. Each one ran 15 questions at the time, so they were 60 multiple choice and fill-in questions the last time the exam was held. And like I was saying, they're hoping to hold the big one again at some point in the near future, but in the meantime, they're letting us do a special examination. And then, of course, there's so many benefits to working for New York State. You have our permanent employees receive $37,507 to start in a motor vehicle rep, an entry-level position. And downstate, there's a $3,026 adjustment on top of that. That covers New York City, as well as Westchester, Rockland, Suffolk, and Nassau. Basically, because the cost of living is higher the further south you go. We also have health and dental insurance, paid holidays, time off, vacation, just like on the previous slide I was mentioning, pension, deferred compensation, and there's pre-tax contributions for flex spending accounts and dependent care accounts. And then we have unions, so you can actually belong to a union, and there's collective bargaining, and it just strengthens your ties to the agency and to each other. And currently we have over 3,300 employees across the state, the greatest percentage located in either our downstate area or in Albany. In Albany, we have a very large central office that handles all our registration, creation, title document creation, things of that nature for the state. And then downstate, we have a variety of walk-in offices, and also in other areas throughout the state, like Syracuse, North Syracuse. And let's see here. Sorry, I can't get this window quite right. Career advancement and development. So there are career ladders. Like I was saying, I myself moved up from the motor vehicle rep, which is our entry level. Our motor vehicle rep goes to either a supervising motor vehicle representative, which is 5 grades higher, which is a pretty good bump. It's probably around $10,000 difference starting. Or you can also take our field op specialist exam. They're the ones that actually train our motor vehicle representatives and the license examiners, like the commissioner was mentioning earlier. Then there's a second level supervisor, which is supervising motor vehicle representative 2, which is grade 17. Third level, which is usually like an assistant manager for an office. There's the office manager themselves that would represent one of our issuing offices. And in our field ops area, the training area, there's grade 23 that supervises the 18s and provides training to all of our motor vehicle representative and license examiner employees. There's all kinds of skills involved, of course, customer service, preparing written material, working with office records, office management, etc. Working locations, MVRs can be hired in multiple locations throughout New York State, in either our upstate or metropolitan New York City areas, and in the counties of Westchester and Rockland, as well as the Long Island region. All the areas listed here on the slide are state-run motor vehicle offices. There are also positions available in local government. There are DMV offices other than the locations listed on that last slide that are run in the individual counties. So for information on county positions, they can actually go to the link to Civil Services local job seekers. The other thing that I recommend sometimes is just go to the county clerk's website. I found all the county clerks actually have an employment section on their website, and you can even click on the motor vehicle office there. Career advancement, another way that people can move up is there's a professional career opportunities exam that civil service holds every couple of years. They're hoping to hold it next spring, so spring of 2023. And that can also get you into a traineeship for a human resources specialist like I am, or a variety of other titles from business systems analyst to budgeting. There's literally a list of probably 200 different titles that you can come in, equated to a grade 13 for a traineeship, take 2 years of training, reach that journey level grade 18, and be able to continue in your career. There's also, it's not listed here, but there's an internal exam. So once you're working for the state, if you're already an employee, you can take what's called the public transition opportunities exam to allow you to transition in careers to one of these professional fields. And that's how myself moved up, is I was able to take that internal exam and move into a traineeship from there. For the career advancement one here, the professional career opportunities, you actually need a bachelor's degree, as I've got highlighted in the bottom corner. But for the internal promotional transition one, you don't actually need a bachelor's degree for it, or even an associate's. You just need experience in a title working for the state, grade 9 or higher, for X amount of time. So that's another way people can move up, even if they don't have that continuing education beyond the high school equivalency or GED. So our connections, for more information about today's presentation or to discuss partnership opportunities, please contact Emily Hines. She's actually in our office here in Personnel Human Resources for DMV. And this is her email address that's listed. And of course, if you know anyone that might be interested in a career, it's got great benefits. It grows over time. You can move up and advance, and somebody motivated like me, you move up pretty quickly. So candidates that are interested could actually send a resume right to our careers mailbox. It's dmv.sm.careers@dmv.ny.gov. And are there any questions I can answer or more information I can provide?
Yeah, I have a question, Michael.
Sure.
The commissioner mentioned something about a partnership with Empire State College and a certificate program. Could you talk a little bit about that connection and
Yeah,
how
so
you're working with them?
we formed a partnership with them, and they're actually reviewing all of our training materials. basically when you start as a motor vehicle rep, we actually put you through weeks of training to gain your skills to work at that front counter, license training, registration training, even soft skills training. So they're currently reviewing all of our training programs, and they will allow X number of credits depending on somebody's training and experience with us. And they will allow that person to use those credits in building a degree program with them, be it an associate's or a bachelor's.
That's awesome.
I don't have final numbers on what each thing is worth credit wise.
Right.
It was pretty impressive when they showed it to us. It seemed like you could potentially, from various training and sources, have even half of a degree from your prior skills before you have to take any more classes to complete the degree.
I do want to just jump in, Lisa, and say this is very much under review still. It is with the Empire State College provost, and there is nothing solidified yet. So I don't want to
Yeah, I don't have any
state
number
that it's an official program yet, but it's definitely something we're excited about and working towards.
Yeah, I think it's a great option for people in the future. I think it's terrific. Can I ask another question? I know in some initial conversations we had about the opportunities at the DMV, one of the questions that was asked about the exam, right? The civil service exam. So can you talk a little bit about how that exam would work for those who might be coming in on with just the high school equivalency diploma and not having to take an exam right away? Could you talk a little bit about that?
Two possibilities.
Okay.
So possibility A, currently, because they're not able to seat like 25,000 people for an exam, because usually we need classrooms and so forth, they're doing a special holding. So somebody will be hired by us full or part-time, and then anywhere from a month to a few months after they start, they take an exam that's a pass-fail exam.
Okay.
So passing for civil service is a 70 or higher. So all they have to do is score passing or better, and we're able to move them from provisional temporary status to permanent status. They still have to complete their probationary period. Basically, you have probation until you've learned all the skills of the title and completed your service so that you're permanent in terms of your employment. But in terms of status, you can achieve that permanent status by taking this special exam. Now, once civil service is able to seat all those people for an exam again, post-COVID, please be soon.
Right.
Once that happens, then it would be more like what happened with me. So I took an exam actually in 2011, and I was one of 30,000 people at the time that took it. I got a 95, and it took 2 years for them to reach the 95s in my area.
Wow.
It goes faster. The last exam holding we had in 2017, we got further down the list much more quickly. So it might only be 6 months or a year after they take the exam that they get that call if they score well. But I mean, now is really the time to like seize on this. If you know anybody that's interested, if anybody you work with is interested, basically have them go to our careers at site, send in a resume, because right now it's you get hired first, then you can take the exam afterwards, and it could go back to whenever COVID's done, whenever they're able to do this, it can go back to I take the exam, I get my results, I wait on the list until I'm reachable.
Awesome. That's great.
And then if there's more questions, I'll answer, or I can also defer to Patrick if he has any words.
Does anybody have any questions? Lisa, do you have any questions? Kelly?
I actually put mine in the chat, and I was asking if I should contact Emily. When I'm planning our graduation, we would like to have some job or employers to come and do a recruitment. So I was wondering if I should contact Emily for that.
So in person or virtual?
It's actually in person. So we at Hackett Middle
Whereabouts are you
School,
located?
we're in the south end of Albany.
Okay.
Yeah, so Hackett Middle School is where we do our graduation, and it's going to be at the end of last Thursday of August.
Yeah, we can easily accommodate that.
Okay, that'd be great.
Yeah, if you could send Emily an email, I can even scroll back to that slide here. Oh, one more.
Hey, Michael, can you still hear me?
It's a little cutty, but I can hear you.
I might show up in August.
Nice.
We would be happy to have you.
That would be wonderful.
I'm going to have to go off in a minute. I just want to say that the presentation that Michael Nelson and DMV gave was brilliant.
Yes.
The slides were great. It was very, very, very clear. And it was excellent too in terms of how he conveyed that in upstate New York, we have relationships with county clerks. I've gone to visit every one of them. So I will be able to clerk. We will try to be as helpful as we can for all of your constituencies. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for this opportunity. I'm going to sign off. I know you're going to continue on.
Thank you, Commissioner. Patrick, would you like to say a few words?
I just wanted to say that, like, there's a lot of opportunity. This is a unique time here at DMV where, as Michael said, you get hired, without having to take the test first. And having worked with the population of people getting their high school equivalency diploma, I really think is a really good opportunity to get a very good job with great benefits, especially people with families and health insurance, and pension, and there's a lot of great benefits for working for New York State, and it could really put someone on a path, and hiring at all levels at this point. So, once they get their foot in the door and get that MBR position, the possibilities are up. Thank you for having us, and thanks for the opportunity to present this. We think this is very good news, and we think this is a very good opportunity for folks that are getting their high school equivalency.
Thank you so much, Patrick. Does anybody else have anything they want to add or say? Emily?
Just want to say thank you for the opportunity to present. And I do hope that Lisa, Graham, and whomever can share this with your peers who weren't able to attend the meeting today. I do think it's a great opportunity, and we're just trying to explore new avenues for recruitment, and excited that we could join today. So we appreciate it.
Yeah.
So I have one more question. Are
Yes.
conference attendees able to watch all the sessions later, or?
Yes, but yes. And in fact, I think that's something that we'll be discussing as a board, but maybe if you're so interested, we would love to have you guys maybe do a webinar for the entire memberships, for those that haven't been able to be here today. And
Yeah,
then we
that would
can
be
record
great.
that and post that as well. So
That would
that
be
would
great.
wonderful.
Yeah, I'll just jump in. I'm from Syracuse. My name is Kelly Cooney, and I work with the Syracuse City School District Adult and Continuing Education Program. I was jumping into a couple of different sessions, but I'm so glad I caught the end of this, and I will have access to it as well. And we have about 70 staff and 2,000 students. So I'm excited. I just caught the end of it, but I didn't realize there were these opportunities.
We're
So
hiring provisionally in our Syracuse and North Syracuse offices, so we can actually hire full-time and part-time for those that have the year of customer service and
okay.
or the third college credits.
Okay, I will share this with our staff as well, the recording, and then Lisa, as you had mentioned, if we do another session with NYACCE, that would be awesome. We can invite them to attend that as well.
Yeah, that would
To
be
Michael's point in the presentation, our goal is to hire folks who are looking for a career path, not just a job. This is truly a career path. This is something we are all in, and I know times have changed, but a career path with New York State is not an opportunity that comes along every day and
Right.
in this manner. And I think that how to stress that to recent grads or adult education, continuing education learners is a huge thing. And I know sometimes I can't wrap my head around the job market struggles right now, but any way that we can get this out there, I think it's a really good fit for folks who are looking for that career path.
Absolutely. And I think it's such, you know, we have so many people too that have graduated that may be working in, you know, at the local Dollar Generals and other retail markets. And this is really a wonderful career path for them.
Absolutely.
I was a
So-
locksmith for 17 years and it gave me the customer service, running the counter and everything that I needed to get in with the state at this entry level and then move up from there.
Right, right. It's wonderful, a wonderful opportunity.
Michael, thank you for putting this together. Actually, it was great to listen to, and I'm almost thinking I want to apply for a job there. So
Awesome.
Okay,
Thank you again.
thank you so much.
thank you.
So, does anybody else have anything they want to add? All right. Well, thank you, everyone. We'll end the session. You'll have a little survey that'll pop up. Please complete the survey. And thank you so much, everybody, for being a part of this. Thank you,
Thank you, Lisa.
Commissioner, for your team and for all the great work you guys are doing. Michael, Patrick, Emily, and to Lisa and Kelly for joining us. So thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, have a good afternoon.
You too. Bye-bye.